Okay, good morning, everyone. Good morning and good evening. I'm really excited to be here. This morning when I started, and I think, told me my wife that I'm going to be for this session. Interestingly, she asked me, "Honey, what is you're going to talk about in the conference?" And I said, the topic will be the connected experience. And there she goes. You see, you better take care of that at home too. And that was pretty touchy because if during these times, if you look at it, our families, our respective spouses, they really are the one who look at us as we delivering as the connected experience within the families too. And there is a lot of data they know about you. And if you don't really provide them that sustained feeling of a feeling of the customer, I think you're going to get those kind of responses. So that brings me to the topic of the day, that connected experience are like marriage. And with that, I think when I say that with brand, good early experiences create great influences on relationship. Every interactions after that is a debit or a credit. The customer experience deals with the relationship you have with your customer, how they experience your brand, conscious or subconscious. It is also a feeling your experience has when interacting with your brand, because experience is a feeling. So be careful. Customer isn't the occasional wow feeling you create. This can pleasantly surprise your customer, but it will still be called as a one night stand. But if you really want a lasting relationship, you can only become your customer soulmate when you understand them well, and only then they will return and tell others about you. So my name is Anuj Jain. I work for Accenture, Accenture Interactive India team. I'm married, have two kids, a boy of 17 years, hoping to get into an undertouch school next year, and second one, a girl at 10 years, who is certain that teenage years starts at 10. Accenture Interactive, as per Adage, is the world's largest digital agency team. Our team focuses on content strategy, design, build, communicate, websites and apps, intelligent content, asset migration, analytics, and technical content publishing solution. All right, so how the next 40 minutes we will look at, I think. So the like I said, connected experience with synergies between, I think, marketing and technical content. That's the first theme. So we will try to understand what are the drivers, what are the participants, what is influencing connected experience, and how the marketing and technical content play together in that theme. Then it goes to very specifically on the significance of the technical content in the customer experience journey, and finally bringing together the support and operational aspects also merging with the experience part. So this is how we will probably play this out. So with the business interacting with the customers in numerous diverse ways, digital customer experience are becoming more critical in the customer success than ever before. Connected experience leverages data from automated processing and self-running software to build meaningful relationship with the customer across channels. And there was a research conducted by our Accenture research team, and what they found is that today's consumers, they want the same seamless experience they are used to having with other brands, regardless of the sectors, regardless of the the companies they are buying or immersing with, but they want a flawless, seamless experience when they move from brand to brand. And this is what we call is the perceptual competition. 32% expect that the same kind of experience, whether it's they are on Uber, they are on Amazon, Airbnbs, they continue to expect the same kind of thing. Connected experience are consumable, they are adaptable, they can enable consumer to achieve their objectives anywhere, anytime, in a personalized and efficient way. All right, so These consumers are putting a lot of pressure on the marketers to involve. Most importantly, innovation where consumers are used to and expect the technology advancement to simplify their lives. And to keep pace, 63% of the marketer expects to increase the investment in the innovation. Next, the most important aspect, there are a lot of digital transformation works actually organization on board on, but the lack of integration is the leading cause of these transformation to fail. In fact, 84% of the digital transformation efforts stall because of integration challenges. Companies and brands need a new level of connectivity across the brand experiences, tech platforms, and delivery systems. Lastly, the trust and transparency. 87% of the decision makers at marketing organization are concerned with the level of transparency. Transparency breeds trust, and trust between an agency and client is now a table stakes. All right, so another search also suggests that just the quality of goods, better return on money won't be enough. The online and offline experiences are equally important. People are more connected to the world around them than ever before due to the growth in the volume and variety of devices, touch points, and 67% believe that their expectation from the experience is higher than ever. Organizations need factors, everything but products, websites, applications, and other solutions into seamless and connected experience for their consumers. Again, trust between brand and customers, like I said before, one single factor which sustains the customer against the price, competition, aggressive marketing, and companies need to take care of customer data protection, privacy, and compliances at the same time, while ensuring experiences are sustained from lead to loyalty lifecycle. Companies must find a way to create better experiences for their customer or risk leaving money on the table for their competition. All right, so we did talk about it that there are certain participants, which is definitely we need to commit to. So markets are already changing in response to the need for connected experience with their companies such as Uber, Airbnb, WeWork, and disrupting industries and expanding ecosystem to create better customer experience. Multiple drivers are pushing enterprise to create their experiences for consumer, including first, digital natives. So Gen Z and millennials, they are really comfortable with the technology and desire to deliver better experiences. And it is forcing enterprise to cater to them in a different way. These people quite tech savvy and demand information upfront during the purchase journey, right? So during the inquire, during the buy, try type of journeys, all of these are because they are absolutely, flawless with how some of these product really works. The second contributing factor is the device proliferation. By 2020 itself, there was about 20.4 billion connected devices, and their consumers, they will manage 85% of the business relationship without human interaction. Growth in personal devices usage has made user capable of connected than ever before. Lastly, the COVID-19 and stay-at-home economy, automation, IoT, devices like Amazon Echo, Google Home, they have spurred a new stay-at-home economy that consumer can fulfill their need from comfort of their home. So all of these now really necessitate that we look at the connected experiences. Definitely is an important element of how business takes it to the market. So with the experience becoming king in the digital age, it is more important now than ever before that business creates connected experience for their customer. Connected experience are defined by their ability to deliver end-to-end, leverage data from the processes or the ecosystem, and self-learn during the process to effectively build meaningful relationship with the customers across channels. These experiences are consumable, adaptable, and feature seamless connectivity to support user in achieving their objectives in a personalized way. Think of a person looking to plan a trip, and I think this example is pretty much, I think it's one of the customer we are doing the digital transformation for is in a typical travel setup. Today, individuals are usually forced to input data manually, book airfare, ground transportation, hotels, and activities across different platforms. And through different businesses, with the rise of connected experience, planning a vacation will become easier and more efficient in the future. The vacation planner will work on a single platform that integrates all travel applications and suggests personalized recommendations for travel, activities, and restaurants. This platform will pull data from a wide variety of services, including social media account, loyalty program, and other sources such as weather and maps. Itineraries adapt to change and disruptions like flight cancellation, traffic, overbooking in the real time to ensure that the consumers have great experiences. Now, in this whole life cycle of connected experience, it is very important. One, and very, very basic, that one fundamental mistakes we have seen that companies often make is that they try to deliver experiences across individual departments or in a silos themes. The organization need to become digitally mature to define enterprise level transformation so that the single customer view across the customer experience journey can be derived. So if you look at it, you can have multiple channels on the left, and you have the entire enterprise services, which is actually coming to create different touch point with the customer, and largely the customer itself, the way they are connecting with the brand, whether it's during the awareness or the lead generation session, as they come and start to inquire about your product, as they get engaged and try, finally they purchase, and then they get service and becomes a loyal customer for you. In this entire journey, you need to sustain the customer experience. Now, let's look at it that how some of these foundational capabilities that help distinguish between static digital engagement and connected experience, they offer the consumability, adaptive engagement, and seamless connectivity. For business to succeed and create connected experience, the following questions can come up, right? It can be, how do I create a fresh and engaging user experience? Number two, how can we quickly engage or leverage the vast amount of data which is becoming available from the different sources which drive the intimacy or loyalty? And lastly, the seamless connectivity. How do we securely stream real-time insights at all time, even in the remote and compromised environment? Let's take an example here that how an imaginary car company, OLTIVA, represents this connected experience across the value chain. So this journey, if you really see it, is one of our imaginary car solution which we have built, where we try to depict the entire connected experience theme here. So let's take an example. There is a girl called Alicia. She's on her way to office and she sees a car on the road, and she clicks a snap as she's probably traveling through metros or bus. And as with that picture, when she comes to the web and she uploads that picture, immediately the OLTIVA site recognizes that, and it's greeted with the registration screen. She registers herself and opens the bot. She uploads the snap, and the bot informs her that this is the GL sedan of OLTIVA. So there is a product identification right there. As she moves on, she receives a welcome email from OLTIVA, because I think once the identification happened, she got busy and she may not probably continue with the journey. But now, by the time now, the brand site has recognized that there is an interest about this product, and they send an email out to them. Further, during the day, as she receives another mail from the OLTIVA regarding a personalized offer on the car, she gets interested again, and she became curious and clicks on the link. The bot recognizes her from her last interaction and offers her customization on the car or a configuration she can bring in. and also offers the test drive option for the car. Alicia goes ahead and book a test drive. She also gets a confirmation email for the test drive and also receives reminder emails as her test drive dates is approaching. The test drive car can enable with the cameras to capture the offline sentiments, the user sentiments, and all other things. So now, as she sits in the car, she feels that she's quite an audio enthusiast. So she feels that she wants to know what is the audio system configurations are, what is the technical specification. So she gets into a conversational with the infotainment system, and she inquires about how this audio system connects with her personal devices. The infotainment assistant responds to the information by pulling the content from the technical content repo. This is very interesting, right? I mean, the consumer is still in the is still in the inquire and try journey, but you are seamlessly bringing in some of the technical detail and the product information early on in the experience life cycle, and this content is becoming available and suitable for also for the AI conversational experience. So it's an important point to note here. As she moves on, she goes for the test drive. She decides to purchase the car, and she logs on to the payment application, and she was offered with some insurance options. She gets become curious again, and she wants to inquire about the terms and conditions for this insurance option, and also specifically want to see what is the comprehensive damage liabilities are. And again, at this point of time, the technical details about the insurance gets rendered to her in that experience by the seamless connectivity from the technical content repo. Not only that, even the statutory warnings, safety manuals, maintenance associated messages, all this can be actually brought in at the real-time basis, depending on the regions, language, social conditioning, or the maintenance schedule of the car. So if you look at it, I think both of these are powering the connected experience for this in this story. Finally, she goes on, she makes the purchase decision and becomes the happy customer in the end. But this example really demonstrates that from the identification of if a product on a road, all the way to coming to the platform, recognizing what product it is, booking the test drive, identifying whether all the specs and the car configuration is available for the user to do that, and finally also getting to know that what are the insurance options is available. All of this is actually done seamlessly without even customer to go outside of this context and do it. This is what is one example of that connected experience. So that brings us in the next phase of our conversation, which is where we say the significance of technical content in the customer experience. So some of these detailing, we have seen it in the last example, but as we move on, it is no secret that the brand risk failure, and if they stand still, you will have examples like Kodak or Blockbuster, those who just refuse to change, and all you have is a lost enormous opportunity. And because they fail to embrace the change in our hyper-connected world, the brand must consistently update and embrace the customer experience as they move along. Of course, this is easier said than done because every customer is different, and advancing the customer experience based on what you know and the customer want is to step in the right direction. Take a in-depth product information, and it does not just immediately spring up in your mind that why the technical in-depth product experience needs to be part of it. But when you first think of facilitating a more engaging customer experience, it has always been an important component of a company's sales offering. Keep in mind that creating technical product information is hugely different from creating and managing sales and marketing content. It requires dedicated tooling, processes that align with your product development, and supports practices. a combination of a component based CMS or a web CMS or a translator translation technology can help you organize and create and manage global technical content like manuals, data sheets, or documents, as well as global marketing content. So all of this actually, they are better collaborate through the entire review process than others. Now, moving on to, we said this before that this is a world of tech savvy. We did talk about the digital natives. We did talk about what is the zillennials and millennials, how they are actually, and they are demanding that some of these tech information is available early on their experiences. One of the research by my company, they says that the 41% of the millennials search for online tutorials and about 33% of search for technical Q&A documents and manuals before they make a buying decision online. Moreover, 29% also try to understand the size, achievement, and popularity of user communities before completing their purchase. In a trade, they share in a common with members of other generation as well, because they also want access to technical content in one place or any device in any language they choose. If you can offer this standard of technical material to your customers, research shows that the 70% of them says that they would recommend your company to friends and families. Now, this brings to another interesting point for us. Marketing content is a key means to an end, not an end in itself. I think it's a pretty heavy statement, but if you really see it, it is not just the millennial who wants access to the technical information. There is an increased demand among all age groups for highly quality product content from the companies. And in particular, if you see companies like manufacturers, diagnostic companies, or any heavy equipment companies, to drive not only purchase decision but also to build brand loyalty. Customers do not just refer to technical content when they set up newly purchased product, but it is also often their first place people when they troubleshoot their problems. This is online, that is online content instead of a printed manuals that might have come with the product. So delivering that content to consumer at the time of during their purchase, it's a great opportunity to build that trust. However, if indeed they need to go to YouTube or any external forums to find the answer to their problem, you have missed the mark already. All right. So this is what typically says, how do we understand the importance of the content within the setting of the experience? What is data is to analytics, the content is to experience, because content drives the experience. The reality for business is that data and content is often scattered through the departments or repositories. As a result, customers have to jump between the marketing content, technical content, online shops, support pages, or whatever. But centralizing disparate content management systems like your CMS into a single digital foundation platform or an enterprise-wide CMS that will help you to go further and master a complex environment of marketing, technical, commerce-led content, or deliver it all across web, mobile, or any other digital touchpoints to create a continuous digital experience. So brands can support demand of a high-quality technical content using this component-based content management system, store, organize, manage in-depth product content in any languages. So that's the primary problems which they probably need to think. So here we bring probably two great examples which we recently did for our customer. This is for one of our a client, which is it's a telecom software company. The problem statement they had is that they actually sell software for very high network or very complex network solutions. And in the mix of that, the one side of the problem they have is that they need to create these complex documentations or a complex content At the same time, they also need to integrate this entire thing seamlessly in their experience journey so that this can be consumed by their customers or even their support staff. So what did we do? I think they had a struggle with the one side of the authoring speed, the redundancy of this data, which is out there because it is created many times, versus now they have the fragmented authoring process for their content writers, so that they were using a desktop tool, they were manually uploading to the enterprise store, and they also have a very less collaborative and manual overheads on that. So what we do for them? So we migrated them first on the Adobe XML documentation, and which allowed them to publish the PDFs, online manuals, and what's not. Secondly, we also built this integrated with the Adobe Experience Manager. So now this offers them all sorts of editing, reviewing, approval, and publishing capabilities. And lastly, also integrating it with the collaboration platform where their partners or their customers, they are coming in and actually diving into the experience of for this consumption. So this has increased significant velocity for them to really create this content. At the same time, manifold, this experience has improved for them to really troubleshoot the problem during the software updates on any kind of the issues that their partners or customers are facing around that. The next example is more about another very sophisticated small engine company, and which is where they have they produce power equipment. What they do here is that they manufacture power generations, lawns, and a grass mower type of equipment. And the problem statement they have is they have an offline tool, which is again a sort of a desktop tool to author product manuals about these machineries. They use another software to generate PDFs and then do a manual upload to the CMS. So there was no central governance. They were not using anything for the content deliveries, and everything was manually done. And they also have a huge amount of the redundant content around that. So almost about hundreds of products are out there, and they were creating this repeatedly without knowing that some of these pre-existed. And there also was a translation overhead. So finally, we implemented data. I think the data was out there with them, but I think not correctly used. So we implemented it. We connected it with their authoring system, and it allows seamless flow of authoring, editing, and publishing content. Additionally, this also reduced the redundancies for the authors who would use the CMS for collaborate, and integrating the translation connector as well, so that the entire translation velocities and everything got actually speeded up. So these two examples really establishes that if you can offer, in whether it's your B2C customers or B2B customers, a mechanism to really one side create a component-based authoring for these technical documentation, but at the same time allow them also do the audit, review, approvals, and publishing, engaging with the CMS, and then break them into the larger marketing and technical content experience in the seamless way, then you have a much more profound experience created for your B2C customer or your B2B partners, depending on that where you're coming from. That brings me to the last point, which is where we are almost done. I think it is no secret that support and operation teams, equally important there when we talk about the experience. It is no secret that brands are still thinking that in their mind that creating a technical information is usually done for either in the team of either you are doing it for the technical support staff or the operations staff, but what it has to do with the experience team. But if you really look at it, nobody knows better than your customer than your support team. What your customer and your visitors they want from your business, you really need to listen to them. if you really see it, nobody hears more complaints, more recommendations, or more why can't your tools or product can do XYZ than your support and operation team. So really, why you don't want to have your support team also get engaged into the overall content creation or content consumption process on the overall experience team. So your content is written to answer all the questions for your target market, and it is created to preempt those questions. And really, it sounds like your support team, right? So using content for your support delivers value for your leads, for your client. It increases the chance for them to cover to a paid subscription as well as staying with your business and becoming a loyal customer. It also puts your support team in the position of an expert. Constant interaction with this content increases their own expertise and makes them capable of doing their job exceptionally well. So with that, I think I want to just reestablish what the key takeaways for us. Now, organization really stare at a new mandate of connected experience. Organization had to deliver it and seamlessly end-to-end, leveraging large amount of data from their backend system, and also keep learning whether these applications, they self-learn, they self-augment themselves, whether it's through the continuous process improvement or through cognitives, they need to do that. The next part is you need to also realize that the technical content is an important element, especially in the context of when you are the audience you're dealing with is your digital natives, your millennial engineers who are much more advanced and they want this upfront. And lastly, the support and operations, they equally want attention to sustain the trust and loyalty which customer has built in. If you really see, there is, I think I started with that experience is like marriage, connected experience is like marriage. I recently concluded 50 years anniversary for my parents. And if I just reflect upon and really think of that, is there any brand who really had a 50 years of sustained customer experience delivered? I don't know how many of you can probably remember any of that. If you have any, please type it in your chat box. But for me, if you really see it, there is one recall I have, which is, I think, out here in this part of the world. It's a large conglomerate. They play pretty much from salt to steel, and had a very fabulous brand, trust, and loyalty built for their all products and services. So I think very few names, but unfortunately I can name them, but I know with the salt to steel, a lot of people can make out what this large conglomerate could be. But yeah, feel free to put your comments in if you think that there are certain brands who have been delivering for over 50 years now, which is a significant achievement for those organizations. So with that, Stephen, thank you, and back to you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Anuj.